Oh, Canada, indeed, and welcome to our 12th and final game here from Alumni Stadium here on the campus of Western Ontario. My name is Ron Forwarda. I am joined on the broadcast by 519 Sports Online broadcaster extraordinaire
Guy.
Daryl Stevens. How are you today, sir?
Hello, friends. Great to be with you, Ron, as always. Had the pleasure of calling the last game with you here from Western University. And this is the nightcap, the
Yeah.
U18AA Sandy Ruckstuhl Cup to cap off the OSFL season. This is the final game of the OSFL season. Last weekend was the U10s, the U12s, and the U14A championship at York University. This weekend, we've been here in London at Western with the great hospitality of the London Junior Mustangs. We appreciate all they have done to make this weekend a success, as well as the OSFL. And we've got the Guelph Junior Gryphons taking on the Huronia Stallions. I will tell you this, Ron. Last night's U18 AAA championship between Hamilton and Kingston was a phenomenal football game. Let's see what this has in store for us tonight. We're hearing down in the field two pretty evenly matched teams.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Styles makes the fight. I think they play a very similar style of football. It's which team is going to be able to execute and make the adjustments, and which team can capitalize on the big plays. This is. I'm telling you, this is a game I've been excited to see for a long time. Guelph and Huronia have played at the younger levels for a number of years, with Guelph coming away with the victories. Huronia is trying to get that elusive victory for the OSFL Cup Championship, the Dan Grazi Cup. And again, excuse me, this is the Sandy.
This is the Sandy.
Sandy Ruffin Cup. Guys, again, this is game 12. I'm happy that I can see straight still at this point. Huronia is in purple, yellow helmets. Guelph is in red, black helmets, trimmed with gold numbers. And we are about to kick things off from Western.
We've had a weekend, and the final game is underway here at Western University. Huronia kicking off to the Gryphons, and it's a good return to start the game for the Junior Gryphons. Nice run back there. Good run for the Gryphons, and that's the way to start the ball game.
That's a great return by number 89 from the Gryphons. Look at, he sees the alley. This is what you want to do. Catch the ball in the air. It's going to save you 15 yards. And now, follow your blockers, get upfield. Don't dance too much. Find the seam, and away you go. Great return. Get it beyond the 40-yard line. First down, Griffs at the 43.
Graham Williams on the return there, the product of John F. Ross in Guelph, getting us started here at Western as the snap is muffed there a little bit, picked up in the backfield there, but that play is going absolutely nowhere for the Junior Griffs.
Well, a high snap, not a great start with the return, not a great offensive start there. With the snap going over your head. If we can just get that replay one more time, watch how we missed it, unfortunately. Huronia shifted their defense at the last second into something else. All four defensive linemen were in the backfield. If that's going to be a story of today's game, that's going to be a long day for Guelph.
Hudson Bone with the tackle on Mackay Borges there on that last play as the Gryphons come to the line here. 2nd and 22. Wesley Graham rolling out to his right, and he escapes the pressure there, but can't escape the second tackle.
Oh.
It's a Stallion sack.
Wow, they're bringing the pressure often and early. And again, we've got good looping coverage in here. Outside guy's going to pin, and you're going to see these linebackers throwing through and following that ball. Pinned it. Here's pressure coming from the inside, makes the first man miss. Actually, that was a defensive tackle that got off of his block and able to get downfield. Sorry. Huronia gets the ball. There is a penalty flag on the field at the 45-yard line.
10-17 here to go in the first quarter. Things did not go great for the Junior Gryphons there in their first offensive possession. Something obviously they will have to get going. And Mackay Borges, who is number 28 for the Gryphons, he's their big running back. He's their big stud, their big workhorse back there. So if the ground attack is going to get going, they're going to need to see Mackay Borges get things going here. But one offensive series obviously doesn't define anything, and maybe a bit of nerves here too, Ron. You know, I know these are the U18 kids, and I get it, but this is still such a massive stage at Western when you're at one of the most elite schools in the country when it comes to university football. Obviously, the stands, we have a great crowd here tonight, so maybe just a few nerves there to start it for the Gryphons on offense.
Well, exactly. You know, and again, the penalty call was illegal substitution, too many men on the field for Huronia. The penalty was declined. I would have moved it up 5 yards and tried to kick it again, but here we go. Huronia with 3 to the field, 2 to the boundary.
Starting near midfield of the Junior Gryphons, Huronia with their first possession as we hit the 10-minute mark here in the first quarter. It's going to be a handoff inside run there. Good run for the Stallions as they pick up a first down. That was a good run from Kevin Nadelli for the Huronia Stallions as he picks up a first down there on the handoff from quarterback Ivan West.
Yeah, you motion the second back in, and it's just a straight power play downhill. Good job of blocking at the point of attack by Huronia, and a big first down early in this game.
And a big point from number 7 on that first down right there for the Stallions as they move the ball into Junior Griff's territory. Going to be the same thing. It's going to be another handoff, and it's going to be another good pickup here as number 7 for the Stallions, Kevin Neji, picks up 5 yards there.
Yeah, 5 yards carry on the play. Actually, they're going to give him 6. Good flow over from the linebacker, wrapping up that tackle, bringing him down to the ground. We talked about it all weekend. Key to this game is going to be open field tackling for both these teams. Those are the drills you work on every day. You got to have them pay off tonight.
2nd and 4. The Stallions come to the line at the 33-yard line, looking to break the ice here. The southpaw quarterback whips it to the near side. Reception there from Noah Buckendale, and he's going to be taken down as the Stallions have their first pass of the game.
Yeah, 42, 27, 6, 18, 45. All around the ball for the Junior Griffs. Look at them flowing to the ball. First man hits, second man wraps up. No gain on the play, 3rd down, and we see the field goal unit coming on for Huronia.
I'm glad you named the entire Junior Gryphons offense there. Our defense, I do not believe you missed a number when you rhymed off the numbers here on that play.
Well, everyone was there.
Everybody was there.
They talk about flowing hard to the ball. That's what you want to see. Look, we saw that with the game earlier today, the evidence of the rabbit drill. And that's a perfect job of everyone flowing to the ball.
40-yard field goal for the Stallions as they look to get on the board here. The kick is up, and it's blocked! The Junior Gryphons with a block, and it is a huge play on specials. Look at the Gryphons on the near sideline. They're fired up. We stay scoreless after a blocked field goal.
Look, this is something that you've seen in film that you think you can take advantage of. They had pressure coming from the second man off the edge there, and he got home. Right there, the second man was coming through, and he got home. So they saw something on film, and they wanted to expose it, and they did a good job of doing that. No score in this game. 7:49 left in the first quarter.
I am not completely positive who blocked that punt, but I can tell you it was Griffin Taylor who ended up coming up with the ball. I did see number 5 in there, Zach Conroy, and it wouldn't surprise me if Conroy was in there somewhere blocking that field goal. He's a superstar who will play for the OUA Guelph Gryphons next season. There's the first handoff to Mackay Borges, and he slips there, loses his footing as he looks to gain yards.
Yeah, we talked about it on other broadcasts. Western is a great facility. The field is slick, okay? People, you got to maintain your weight over your toes, and if your feet get too close, you're going to slip and fall. Unfortunately, that's what happened. Still got a gain of 1, but it could have been a lot more. This is a dynamic running back. I can't wait to see him play more.
Picked up a little bit there. Borges will attend the University of Guelph and play under Mark Surrey, the head coach with the OUA Gryphons next season. Here's the Wesley Graham dropping back. He's under pressure, and it is the Stallions. It is the Stallions with another sack on their second sack of the night.
Number 55 is there. He causes that pressure. You can see him looping around. He's coming right off the edge here. They're doing a twist. So the inside guy is crashing down, and the other guy is looping around. Guelph is not picking up the line stunt.
It's going to be a punt here for the Junior Gryphons as they're unable to get a first down. Good punt out near midfield, received there by the Stallions. and a good run back inside the 40-yard line. I do have to make a correction on myself. I do apologize. For those of you listening, Mekhi Borges, who's an outstanding running back, will not be attending the University of Guelph this coming fall. In fact, he is going to Windsor, where he will join the Windsor Lancers. Two outstanding programs. I apologize to Mekhi. We actually did the commitment story on 519 Sports a little while ago. But yeah, here's the thing about Mekhi Borges. He's going to be an incredible asset for Windsor and wherever he goes. Good kid with a bright future.
Yeah, I know Coach Cercelli's personally.
Cercelli for sure.
And he get great coaches. He's going to be in good hands there.
It's another handoff running right on this play is number 7 for the Stallions. He finds a little bit of room. He's still going, and it's going to be a Stallions touchdown. Kevin Neji breaks the ice here at Western.
This is what I was kind of hoping for. These are two very, very high octane, pedal to the metal, speed offenses. Little counter tray actually happening there. You got a couple pullers in front. Great balance of this young man. Finished the run and in for the tutty for Huronia.
What a big run that is. The Stallions on the board here with 5:54 to go in the first quarter. We've seen their ground attack get off to a good start here. Looks like their superstar key running back is number 7, Kevin Neji, and he has a house call there, taking it for a touchdown. The extra point is up, and it is good, and the Stallions jumping out to a 7-0 lead here with 5:54 to go in the first quarter in Game 12 and the U18AA Sandy Ruckstuhl Cup here at Western.
Yeah, and again, just a really good drive overall. Good football. Huronia had a good return on that punt return, was able to get positive momentum. Again, we talked about it ad nauseum with other broadcasts. One of my rule of thumb is catch the ball in the air or it's going to cost you 15 yards. And that is exactly what he did. He caught the ball in the air, attacked it downhill, got a good return. Couple plays later, and we're in the end zone for Huronia.
So the Stallions...
If I can just bug producer Adam for 1 second, can you check your phone to see if there's any more time left for that in the corner? I think we're really, really close.
Ooh, it has ended.
It is ended.
It's an onside kick for the Stallions,
wow.
But the flag down did not go 10 yards.
Well, where he threw it there, is someone touched it early or did they cross early?
We will find out momentarily. But again, the Stallions trying to make things happen, get the ball back, capitalize on the momentum that they got with that touchdown there from the running back and trying to get possession right away. And it's going to be Guelph ball. They will get it right near midfield. But boy, oh boy, again, it seems like they want to keep the ball away from the Guelph offense. Time of possession a key.
We talked about that in the last game,
Sure
with Guelph, how Quinty came with a game plan of, let's limit their offense to the amount of possessions because they're so explosive. I think it's a similar game plan with Guelph and Huronia here again. And again, a lot of moving pieces for this defense sliding around here.
Pass going to the far side. It's caught by Reed Williams, but he's taken down as well. Great tackle there. That was Wesley Graham over to Reed Williams, but fantastic tackle from Huronia.
Yeah, and again, this is, a lot of moving parts, dropping a safety, bringing a guy down, shifting over. You can see it's a step off screen. He defeats the block and wraps up and finishes the tackle. Again, these teams work on tackling every single day. That's why they're here.
2nd and 9 for the Gryphons as they look to convert here and get themselves a first down with time ticking down here in the first quarter. Graham fires to the far side, and that one will fall incomplete, bringing up 3rd down for Guelph.
Yeah, Huronia holds serve again, forces a quick 2 and out. How we got here, Guelph beat a undefeated Etobicoke team to get to this championship game.
In overtime.
In a fantastic game. Huronia is kind of being the team to beat in the East all year.
Gryphons punted away there. And the Stallions will bring it back to around the 37-yard line. So they will come out on offense with a 7-0 lead, looking to expand that lead. So I understand you're telling me that the 50-50 is now closed.
Yes.
That is it. So what is our final number?
82,790. 82,790.
So that means 41,000 and change.
41,000.
$395.
Wow.
$41,395 will be what somebody takes home tonight here on London Football TV. As the Stallions come to the line, 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Huronia up 7-0. This time they go to the air. Ivan West to the far side. Breaking free is the running back.
No,
and
it's the receiver, number 1.
is it number 1 on
Yeah.
that reception? There you go. There
Yeah.
you go. That's Noah Buckendale with the reception. I'm just so used to number 7 making key plays that I immediately, my instinct says it's got to be number 7.
Yeah, and again, it's a very simple concept. It's like outflank them at the point of attack, get an extra blocker out there. It's a step off screen. It's an easy completion. Get that out of your way. 7 is now motioning back in the backfield with the fullback.
Ivan West in the shotgun for this possession. This time he hands it off to Neji, who breaks through and picks up a first down. It was 2nd and 2 for the Stallions, and Neji probably picks up maybe 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah.
Move the sticks for the Stallions. They have another first down.
Really good job. Look at the blocking from the offensive line. And all you're trying to do is give this guy a crease. I think this guy is going to be a classic zone runner. Just let him make the decision. Just everybody get on a hat and make sure that he's got a cutback lane somewhere. New running back in. Neji goes off for a breather.
Stallions with a first down here approaching midfield as we wind down in the first quarter. Pitch to the near side, and it's going to be a few yards there for the Stallions as the Gryphons jump in and make that tackle.
Yeah, a little toss play out to the left here, to the field side. And what they're trying to do is get in there. There's a crack that they're trying to get. Everyone's trying to pick up. If you're that guy up there, you got to engage in the little bit further because that was the guy that made the tackle. Make sure everybody picks up. Good, solid gain of about 4 yards, though. 2nd down and 6.
Key play for the Gryphons here to get a stop before the quarter is over and maybe get the ball back and the opportunity to get something going offensively. 2nd and 6 here, going to the air. The pass to the near side, and almost a great catch there from the receiver, Rylan Varco, but the ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, 42 with the coverage. He had great coverage for the Gryphons there, and just nowhere really to go. The quarterback had to throw that ball to the outside because number 42 was playing exactly where he needed to do. He took away the inside of that carry, and look at that, right over the top and make the tackle.
Griffin Taylor making that PBU for the Junior Gryphons. He's played in the big stage before. Griffin Taylor was part of a U16 team in Guelph a couple of years ago that played in a championship game at Warrior Field, and he's also played for Centennial Collegiate at OSFL. So Griffin Taylor knows what big moments and big games are like as the Gryphons here on the return. Bit of possibly a late hit there. They're not going to call it on number 5. That's Nicholas Connolly. And the return for Guelph, we saw him earlier with a great return. That was Graham Williams who returned that opening kickoff. Yeah. So Griffs start here in their own end once again. 2:01 to go in quarter number 1, Ron.
Okay, let's get a first down here.
Yep.
Again.
Small chunks.
Yes. Chunk plays. Let's just get 4 or 5 yards and make it a manageable 2nd down. If we can get a chunk play of 10 or 12 yards, even better. But let's get some momentum going and some positive things happening for the offense.
Handoff here, and that doesn't look like it's going that far as a good tackle from the Stallions keeps that gain to a very short gain as the Griffs go to the ground game. It doesn't really work out.
Yeah, number 44, the linebacker, defeats the block and was able to get upfield and secure that tackle. Does a good job of recognizing the gap and firing it through. What did they give him? Gain of 3, gain of 2 on the play, so 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8 for the Junior Gryphons here. Wesley Graham, the quarterback in the shotgun. Kitchener native playing for the Guelph Junior Gryphons. Graham fakes the handoff, flips it to the near side, and that's going to be caught. Is that good enough for a first down? I think he's a few yards short.
I think he's a yard short. He got it where they're marking is about the 44-yard line. I think you got to get just beyond the 45 to get the first down.
Reed Williams with the reception for the Junior Griffs. But it looks like they are bringing the punt team out in the final minute here of the first quarter. They're going to kick it away down 7.
Understand wow, quick snap.
Quick snap there, punt to the near side, and that's going to go out of bounds.
So what I was going to say before that was like, I wasn't prepared for the snap that quite in there. Neither was Huronia. You're trying to catch him off guard.
I think you kicked it out of bounds.
Yeah, and then you kick it out of bounds, so that's unfortunate. You're playing the field position game.
Yep.
You know, you understand that we're 42 seconds left of the first quarter. There's 4 quarters in this game. You're only down 7-0 right now. Play the field position game. Don't chase points early in the game and execute. You can still execute your game plan and get back in this game like very easily.
A lot of time to play in this football game. Huronia's looked pretty good so far, and there's going to be a flag on that. Oh, no, timeout. You can see here a timeout. Gryphons, junior Gryphons, called timeout.
They were short a man.
Personnel issue.
Yeah. I think they were short of a nose tackle, and the linebacker actually ended up stepping up for that, and unfortunately had to burn one of those precious timeouts. 26 seconds left to go here. We thank you very much for joining us here on London Football TV and 519 Online Sports. I am the coach, Ron Ferwerda.
I am Darren Stevenson from the aforementioned
There you
519 Sports Online.
Behind me, mocking me because I'm tired and I don't really want to do this anymore, is producer, announcer extraordinaire, Adam Melrose. Look at, we thank you very much for joining us here. Hit the like and subscribe button. We've got a ton of content out there from OSFL championships of years gone past, where it was called the OPFL.
A way back playback from Ron as we wind down the first quarter here. Huronia, it's a toss to the near side. And a nice little pickup there. He's still going, keeping his feet moving, is the previously aforementioned Kevin Neji, as he picks up a nice chunk of change there for the Stallions.
Again, they went with a full house backfield that time, get a couple of lead blockers out there, and just outmanning them at the point of attack there. Gain of 8. This is a very, very impressive run. Like, tons of moving parts. Very basic plays for Huronia, but it's the eye candy that's going with it.
Zeros on the clock here in the first quarter. 2nd and 2 for the Stallions on the final play of the first quarter. Back to the ground game, back to Neji, and back to another first down for the Stallions. They keep those sticks moving. Neji keeps his legs moving. And what are the takeaways, Ron, for these Stallions? They've had a really solid first quarter. Obviously, the offensive line doing what they do in this ground game, doing a lot of good things as well.
And that's, you want the takeaway. It's the offensive line right now for Huronia is really firing off. When we saw them coming on the field, I kind of looked at you guys and went, holy cow, those guys are huge. Very similar to that first matchup that we had today between Quinty and Guelph. You know, Quinty was just physically bigger than Guelph was, and that's what ended up being the tail of the tape. Guelph is not a small team. Huronia, they've got some big lads on that team.
We were talking earlier about some of the players that were going to OUA football. We mentioned Mackay Borges going to the University of Windsor. There's a ton of players from the Guelph Junior Gryphons who will head off to university football. Kicker Dimitri Grebe is going D2 to the Monroe Mustangs. Jacob Shaughnessy to the University of Guelph. Zach Conroy, number 5, also going to the University of Guelph. Reed Williams going to U of G. And we will continue momentarily with a few Laurier guys as the Stallions come to the line here. They were on the 45-yard line. It's going to be a handoff and a pickup of 2, maybe 3 yards on the play as the Gryphons swarm to make that play. I just want to quickly continue here with some of the outstanding junior Gryphons that will head off to university football. They will be playing their last game here tonight, so obviously super meaningful to try and get a win. Anthony Asu is going to Laurier. He's from Bishop MacDonnell. Rune Bork going to Mount Allison out east. Aiden Tennant, University of Waterloo. Mackay Borges, previously mentioned. Andrew Murray going to U of G. Otto Beresford going to the University of Guelph, as well as defensive lineman James Lundvall. And Mitch McCutcheon is going to the University of Waterloo. So tons of talent on the Gryphons side heading off to university football this fall. Ivan West passing to the near side, and that one is going to fall incomplete on second down. So that's going to bring up third down, Ron, for the Stallions.
You got a receiver fell down and the defensive back fell down on the same play there. Just the turf coming into a factor there. And again, where the slicky part of the field happens is when you start getting that shadow on that field, it becomes really, really treacherous out there. And that's kind of what we're seeing at that 40-yard line mark.
The Western University Turf Monster, according to Ron.
Well, the Turf Monster got me at the 40-yard line. Ask Adam about that. He'll tell you. He remembers laughing about it.
Stallions on the 41-yard line here, going back to the air. Quarterback Ivan West
fires
it long at that one, goes through the hands of Conroy, and it's a catch for the Stallions. Boy, oh boy, did the Junior Griffs ever come close to a pick there, but it ends up in the waiting arms of the Stallions receiver, and that is going to be a first down. Look how close this is.
He had it. He
had
actually
it.
tipped it right to him.
Yep.
Good concentration on the reception there. You know, tough play for Guelph. That was third down, Darren.
That was third down.
That was third down.
They went for it on third down
at the 40-yard line.
And sometimes it all just works out. Sometimes you just get a bounce. 24-yard line now. It's a pitch to the near side. Neji. Is that Neji? It is Neji, and he gains another first down. Keeps those sticks moving as he takes it down to maybe the, 13-ish.
Yeah, about the 13-yard line. Looks like where they're actually marking it. Okay, if you're going to give this guy 8 yards before contact for him to carry the ball, you are in for a long evening. Again, I haven't seen much of these teams all year. Man, this kid is dynamic. You got to get a body on him quicker.
Junior Gryphons needing to come up with a defensive play here as the Stallions come to the line. First down. Ivan West rolling to his left. Looks like he's going to go to the end zone. And I think it fell incomplete. Tough to see from up here.
I think they're spotting
you
it
think
as
he
a
got
catch.
Boy, he scooped it off the ground if he caught that one.
The far side official.
Let's see. Let's check the replay.
He's marking that at the 1. Oh, switched away at the last second. I think he got under there and got it. They're marking it at the 1. First and goal for Huronia.
Rylan Varco. Heck of a play, young man. Getting that ball down to the 1-yard line. So the Stallions knocking at the door, looking to extend their lead here. They all come to the line, and it's a big push, and it is. Are they in? Waiting for the call. Big pile up on the goal line.
No call, so don't know if he got in, but there is a penalty flag on the far side of the field. Offside against Gryphons. And touchdown stand. So they are going to give him the touchdown.
Awesome signal from the referees on that play.
Yeah.
As the touchdown goes to the Stallions.
8:27 left. Stallions take an early 13-0, barring the extra point, 2-score lead.
Midway through the second quarter here, the Stallions punching it across the goal line to extend their lead here on the Junior Gryphons. The extra point, of course, pending, will likely make it 14-0. And it is up, and it is good. So it's 14-0 Stallions here in the U18AA Sandy Ruckstuhl Cup. Ron, what's been the best part of the weekend for you? We're so thankful to Western University, the London Junior Mustangs, the OSFL for all they've done to support us this weekend. But boy, what a great weekend of football and what a great showcase for these young athletes here in London.
One of the highlights for me, I'm going to be honest with you, is working with my different broadcast partners, yourself, having Coach Mills up here yesterday.
That was great. Glenn Mills from Essex, yep.
I've been able to call a couple games with him in the past. He is an absolute blast to have up in here. The knowledge of these guys. The thing that stands out to me more than anything is the variety of centers that made it to championship weekend and how strong football across Ontario is. This is a great representation of everything that is football in Ontario, and to see all these different centers representing and the quality of play is being unbelievable.
I think what's great too is we've seen so much support here at Western as well, as the return here for the junior Gryphons gets them back out to about midfield. He thought about breaking it, but he couldn't quite get there. Graham Williams.
I believe that's the kicker that made the tackle, so don't ever say that kickers don't tackle people, Adam.
But Julian Garces exists.
Oh, I know.
Right.
But yeah, this is the kicker. It's the kicker that makes them and just holds on for dear life.
Saves it.
You know, otherwise, that's a return. That's 3 solid returns for this young man.
Graham Williams has been great. Back to the crowds here for a second. You know, we take a look across the field here. There's hundreds of people that are across the field. Obviously, there's 2 sides to the stands here at Alumni Stadium at Western. And I think the best part also for me is seeing people come out and support these young athletes. A lot of these kids will not end up going on to play university football. No. This is the biggest football game that they will play in on the biggest stage, obviously, in an OSFL championship weekend. So credit to all of you out there, the fans that were in the stands, the people that are watching on the stream, watching on your television, watching on your iPad. It's certainly been a great weekend of football here at Western as the Gryphons pass complete there, but really nowhere to go as the Stallions swarm in on Damian Scott and make the tackle.
Okay, this is a great play call from the Gryphons. You've got a very aggressive defensive line. They're all coming up field. They're not playing the run much. They want to play pass. So slip a screen in behind them. Allow your blockers to get out. Look, it's 2 yards, but it establishes you can't fire off the field and just pin your ears back. You gotta be aware of different things.
Griff's looking to get on the board and build some momentum here as we hit the halfway point of the second quarter. Wesley Graham launches one. It's deep downfield. Oh, just beyond the reach. Oh, so close as Peyton Cummings tried to haul that one in, and he might have been home free had he have made that catch.
Just off. He literally, as you see it at the last second, looks at his fingers. He's got him. This is a great move at the top of the route. Gets free and clear just out of the fingertips. And you just saw him walking off there. He looks at his fingers going, yeah, just shouldn't have cut my nails last week. A little bit longer.
Griffin set to punt it away here on third down after that incompletion.
That's a great punt.
To Cummings. It is a great punt. And if they're playing the field position game, big tackle there. Yep. Nice play there. And, if you're playing the field position game, Guelph doing okay right now. That is number 43, Mason Webb, making the play there on the sidelines on the special teams.
The zone in there between the numbers and the sideline is what we call the gold zone. That is where we want the ball to land on a kick. It limits the opportunities to return the ball. It only gives the returner basically a one-way go as let's give me like 4 or 5 yards, line up, and we get to do it again. Fantastic placement by the Gryphons punter. And I usually do not credit punters because punters are not kickers.
Punters are people too,
No,
Ron.
they're not. Kickers are people.
Right. Punters, kickers. Kickers, punters. Handoff here for the Stallions. That one is going nowhere fast.
That's the big man, the fullback on the inside trap. They're trying to get some little misdirection. All eyes are on number 7. I like the play call. He got 4 yards on it.
Mixing you up a little bit.
Yeah. Everyone's, again, all the eyes are on number 7 there. And you've got the fullback coming down on a counter kind of tray action. Keep
so after that run,
honest.
After that run, it's 2nd and 5 for Huronia. 6 and change to go here in the second quarter. Looking to convert here are the Stallions. They're going to go back to the air. Pass to the near side, and that is a beauty catch.
Yeah.
You can see, look at the ref. He's nodding his head, almost in approval for Rylan Varco. And this kid, boy, does he have hands, Ron.
Watch him go up there and scoop the ball. The ball can hit the ground, okay?
And he also did it down here. That was the same kid that made the catch on the 1 yard line.
So the ball can hit the ground as long as it doesn't move during the reception and you maintain possession and control of the ball the entire way through the catch, which he did. He has strong hands. I'd be interested to see if this guy is playing at the next level somewhere.
Rylan Varco with another great catch for the Stallions as they continue this drive, going back to the air. Ivan West firing one deep, and the ball is incomplete. Double coverage there for the junior Gryphons. Couldn't really see from our vantage point, but The Gryphons break it up, and that will bring up second down.
Number 22 plays this pass perfectly. Slows down, out high points it, and just a fantastic job of defense there. That's a great job by that young man.
Let's shout you out, Cole McQueen, number 22 for the
That's
Guelph
2 or
Junior
3
Gryphons.
plays he's made now on
Yep.
coverage where it's like, hey, this guy knows what he's doing.
Cole McQueen with a couple of good plays, which brings us to 2nd and 10 for the Stallions.
4 to the boundary.
It's an inside handoff there, and it's a good run, and I think he's going to have himself a first down.
Yeah, I think they motioned out the quads to the boundary to get the extra linebacker out. And now you can just see everyone's just firing downhill. You end up getting 2 guys at the linebacker. The guard pulled out there, and the backside tackle got there as well. And a good block, and away you go. And it's a first down for the Stallions.
We were taking a look earlier this week at some of the superstar offensive players for the Stallions. Quarterback Ivan West, 830 yards passing this year, 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. We have obviously said his name a bunch. Kevin Neji, 652 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns. Rylan Varco, who's been a difference maker so far in this football game, 406 yards and 6 touchdowns. And wide receiver Noah Buckendale, he's also been great for the Stallions, 360 yards receiving this year, 4 touchdowns. So you can tell they've got a good passing game. They've got a good ground game, multifaceted attack. And we've seen it so far here tonight, mainly focused on the ground game. But Varco has made big catches, big scoops when they needed them.
You just listed off those 2 receivers. That's 800 yards of his 900 and 7 of his 8 touchdowns.
Yep. Stallions here at midfield. And it's going to be a handoff. Neji on the right side of the line there, and the Gryphons jump in and make that play.
That's a great job. You know, it's a fantastic job. You can see him. That linebacker there, whoever that gentleman is, unfortunately, I can't quite pick up his number on that. That's the D end. It's either the D end or the linebacker came through. I think it was 45, actually. Shot down, made contact downhill, and again, Neji's just a strong runner. He ended up dragging him for a couple yards. But if he doesn't make that contact, like he's off to a big run there.
2nd and 5 for the Stallions as they look to convert here on the first down. It's going to be a handoff, a little bit of misdirection there, and that's going to be a first down for the Stallions. Another great run there. And we've got a flag at the end of the play, possible horse collar on that one, Ron.
Yeah, he brought him down inside the cylinder and changed direction. That's the definition of a horse collar. You can see it here, right there. You can see the jersey pull and everything else. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty at the end of this. And unfortunately, an injured Guelph player, and Guelph starting to, the physicality of Huronia is starting to add up on Guelph.
Liam Epps is number 55. He had that big run there. They're going to tack on a penalty, and it looks like the Stallions are going to be in the red zone here with 3:26 to go in the second quarter in this U18AA championship game. 14-0 for Huronia. Things have certainly gone the Stallions' way here in the first half. You were talking, Ron, just about the different centers that were here over the course of the weekend and just the number of teams. I think about Cumberland. I think about how great of a program they have. I was talking to some of the Sarnia Sturgeon coaches and managers down in the field. Sarnia Sturgeon came into London and won 2 football games this weekend.
Yeah, they did.
There's a team on the rise. You talked about Quinty, the last game, the Skyhawks from the Belleville area. You talked last game about what you're expecting from them in the next couple of years. It's just great to see, like you said, so much talent, and it's not just in one spot.
Yes.
It's not at one spot. There's so much talent here in London. Everybody knows that. There's so much talent in Waterloo region. Everybody knows that. But it's just different pockets across the province, and that's what I like about it, is that you can just see so many talented kids and support them in their football journey.
Look, you've got teams in Niagara that was a play away from playing in a championship game last night.
Niagara's a hotbed as well.
Yeah.
A hotbed of football.
A team in Windsor that arguably had a down year that I promise you will be ready, reloaded, and regrouped next year. They are a dominant team led by Coach Glenn Mills. You've got Kingston, who has been knocking on the door for a number of years, and now that they've gone to the championship, 2 of the last 3 years, I believe, now they know what it's like to play in that game. Now you guys can take the next step. You know, Huronia has been a powerhouse on the AA level for years. Burlington has been a powerhouse. I can go on and on and on. Cambridge, Guelph, Waterloo, Oshawa, Quinte, North Bay, Sudbury, the Sioux. These are all teams that were playing in provincial semifinals last weekend. These are great football teams. It doesn't matter if you live in Windsor or Sudbury or the Sioux or in Guelph. There is great football to be played. If you are interested, reach out to somebody, get involved.
So after the injury timeout, we're approaching the 3-minute warning here in the second half. Stallions in good field position as Neji takes it down to about the 15-yard line, picks up half of what he needs for a first down.
Look, there's my guy, number 42 again, making another great open field tackle. Stands him up in the hole.
Griffin Taylor.
Yep.
Griffin Taylor, shout out CCVI Spartans. Plays District 10 football in Guelph. Great young man who bleeds purple with the Centennial Spartans, which seems odd because they're playing a purple team tonight.
Yeah.
Anyways, Stallions to the line. They're at the 15-yard line, second and about 5 here as they look to extend the lead. Ivan West in the shotgun. He's going to go to the air. He's going to fire to the far side. There's a receiver there, and he has got it for a touchdown. The Stallions keep on riding. They're up by 20.
Wow, this is a big-time throw and a big-time catch. It is a long out. So you've got your number 2 coming all the way in and running that pattern in there. Watch this. The inside move, so it was the number 3 coming across. And a great catch. It's just, you know what? That's a guy that's not used to playing coverage, wants to play pass, or wants to play run defense, and is forced to track. That's such a hard pass to defend, especially to the wide side of the field.
Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. That number 2 you mentioned is Rylan Varco. He is having himself a night for the Stallions, and they have controlled this first half pretty good on the Junior Gryphons. 2:39 before the break, and it is 21-0 for the Stallions here in the U14 AA Sandy Ruckstuhl Cup to close out OSFL Championship weekend. So if you're Guelph, Ron, how do you adjust? What are some of the things that you see that, because this was the same thing that happened in the U14 game a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And Guelph came out in the second half, and you could tell they made a few changes. Long way to go in this football game, but clearly the Purple People Eaters are doing okay right now.
Well, you seem to be just off a beat. Just settle everybody down, and all you need to do is make a first down. You're not going to come back from 21 down in like that.
You can't win the game in one play.
No, but you can lose it in one more play. So you've got to start playing mistake-free football and execute your game plan and just keep grinding.
This might help.
This
if
is
Josh Mutzi turns on the afterburners and he just gets tripped up there.
If Guelph has an advantage in this game, it has been in the return game for them. They've had some big punt returns. We've had some big kickoff returns. That's 2 now that they've almost broke for touchdowns. But that's what I mean about they're just off a beat. Man, in a game that's everything's going your way, you make that guy miss and you take that to the house.
Mutzi can motor. We know that much, and that was a great return there as he takes the ball into Stallions territory down to the 51-yard line. Big return there from Josh Mutzi as he looks to spark the Gryphons here as we approach the end of the second quarter. Wesley Graham on a handoff here, and it's a good run there. Nice pickup there for a first down.
Again, Huronia is what they're doing is they're moving parts around. They're trying to show you one thing and jumping into something last minute, trying to make the decisions difficult. They're almost playing like a robber style, but they're not changing their inside backers. So you know what? You know what the constant is. Run at them. Here comes a lot of pressure. They're going to drop 2 or 3 guys out of this yet. Just wait. There you go.
Looks like the Stallions bringing it here as the Gryphs pass to the far
Nice.
side. That ball's caught. Spin move there. And the Gryphs on the move here. Time ticking away in the half. But if Guelph can get a touchdown here,
Yeah.
Ron, game on.
Yeah, so this is exactly the type of answer that you want happening here. This is just a very simple step off screen. Again, bail coverage, the 2 bails to about 12 yards. Fine. We'll just throw it to where you're not and make an easy completion, let our athlete make a play, and turn it upfield and get a first down.
This all started with Josh Mutzi on that great return.
Yep.
Now Wesley Graham in the shotgun. Looks like he's going to tuck this one in and nowhere to go. What a big play that is for the Stallions, getting their 3rd sack of the night.
Yeah, their defensive line is really teeing off a little bit. I think that's the advantage that they thought they had in there. And again, it's the late shifts and everything. It's changing the blocking assignments for the offensive line. So when you go up and you know, hey, I'm running this, and all of a sudden last second they adjust to it, into a different defense, it changed your blocking angles, and Guelph quite hasn't picked up on who they got to get now.
This is a huge play.
Yes, this is massive.
2nd and 11 for the Gryphons on about the 26-yard line. Looking to convert here, Wesley Graham, the quarterback, and he has nowhere to go again. The Stallions defense, boy, they stand tall. Back-to-back sacks, huge.
And again, there's number 88 in there for Huronia, who led the way. I'm going to tell you something. They had something going on up top. There's your double move, but it was absolutely swallowed up. Great coverage by the Huronia defender. Look, I told Guelph had great coverage earlier. There was equally good coverage on Huronia on that one. I can't wait to see this kid kick the ball. I've heard stories that he's got a monster leg.
First, number 88 for Huronia.
Yep.
Joseph Chewich. So just want to shout him out. And the junior Gryphs.
They called timeout because they ran a guy in late. That's their 2nd and final timeout. So they're telling the water to get out. We're going to start playing again in the 2nd. 1:12 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Guelph lining up for the 30-yard field goal, we'll call it, 35.
Dimitri Grebe, the kicker for the junior Gryphons, from 34.5 yards out, looking to get Guelph on the board. Dimitri Grebe is money.
That's 35, Adam, and you know the drill. Kickers are
yards.
people too. 35 yards. Look, if you don't have a kicker in the Canadian game, you are not going to have much success in the Canadian game. It is a huge aspect of it. Special teams is a third of the game, and Coach Ron says kickers are not just kickers. They're people, and they are real football players.
Dimitri Grebe coming up clutch there as he gives the junior Gryphons a little bit of life with just over a minute to go here in the first half of the U18AA Sandy Ruckstuhl Cup Championship. Grebe splitting the uprights there. And boy, that was a huge kick there. I know the drive stalled. I get it, but sometimes you just need to get points on the board.
Momentum. You got a little bit of
that
positive
right.
momentum. That's what you had to do. Now you need to stop. You can't let them get 3 quick points or a long run.
Handoff here, and it's going to be a good run for the Stallions. Like you said, you want to build that momentum, and boom, look at this. They're pushing their way across midfield. He's still going.
That's 12, 15 yards after contact. And again, just run a single inside. All you're running is ISO. And everyone's got somebody on there. You just can't. This guy is a dynamic back. Timeout Huronia, but you've crossed midfield again. Darren, where was the Guelph kicker going again?
He is from Bishop Macdonell in Guelph. That is where he played high school football, District 10 football. He is Division II NCAA Monroe Mustangs. That is where Dimitri Grebe is going. Here's what I can tell you about Dimitri Grebe. Former soccer player.
Yeah.
And how many times have you heard that
Yeah.
when it comes to kickers, that they are former soccer players? He actually played a pretty or did play pretty high-level soccer as well, but chose football as his path, and it's paid off for him. Through high school, he kicked at Bishop MacDonnell with the Celtics, and now he's going off to Division II Monroe.
Yeah, they're getting themselves a real weapon there. This you can see the aura of certain players. This kid's cool as a cucumber. I think he would have hit that from about 50 yards out. So that's something to keep in mind if you're Guelph. I know you're not going to win, when you're down 21-3 by kicking a whole lot of field goals, but you take the points where you can get them.
At this point, I think Guelph getting on the board is a good step if they can hold this drive as well.
You got to hold here.
You got to hold here for sure.
Wildcat almost breaks it. Takes it to the 35-yard line.
And the Stallions just keep marching down the field.
Yeah. And they're hurry up, so here we go.
Yeah, 53 seconds is what they've got here before the halftime break as they come to the line. 1st and 10 from the junior Gryphons 35. Looking to put more points on the board. Low snap there. Ivan West, though, finds an open receiver over the middle there. Good swarm tackle by the junior Gryphons. Zach Conroy, number 5, in on that tackle for Guelph.
Yeah, again, just really good job of rallying to the ball and wrapping up the open field tackle. Just a simple little mesh route. Getting your outside receiver as the low crosser, but just nowhere to go. Good coverage in the back end from Guelph as well. So again, that's an opportunity where the quarterback understands, I just want to get the ball out. Let's get some positive yards. Doesn't allow the rush to get home to him. And that's something I've noticed. Guelph has not gotten the backfield much from the defensive line. The Huronia defensive line is in the backfield just about every other play. So Guelph's got to shore that up offensively to get going on this. But, you got to stop him here. You got to stop.
It's a must.
Yeah,
it's a must.
Even 3 points kills any momentum that you get.
Hoping not to trade field goals is what the junior Gryphons are hoping as we wind down here in the second quarter. 34-yard line is where the Stallions will start right now. West firing deep to the near side. Look who it is. It's Rylan Varco for a touchdown. This kid. Hey, Rylan, have yourself a night.
Wow. This kid is unbelievable. You've got single coverage, and there's nothing wrong with the coverage. The coverage is great.
He just makes an athletic play, Ron.
Yeah. Sometimes athletes are going to make athletic plays. It's a wheel route. You've got it. There you go, downfield. It's great coverage by number 27. Is that 22 or 27?
27.
Yeah. It's great coverage by that young man. He's playing in his hip pocket, which is what he's told to do. The kid's just an athlete.
Rylan Varco having himself a big night as the extra point is booted through, and that is good, and it's going to make it 28-3 for the Huronia Stallions. A little bit more on Rylan Varco, and we'll get to the full list of players going to the OUA from Huronia in the second half.
I think there's a bunch of them.
There is, and I'm just taking a look at the list right now. Rylan Varco is going to Sioux College, so clearly he has been noticed.
So he's going to go to the Sioux College. Is that Sioux, Michigan, or is that Sioux Centennial College? That's Sioux College, Michigan. So that's Division II.
And he'll go with his teammate, number 57, Jake Lavers. So 2 kids going off there. Number 14, Luke Smith going to McMaster. Hudson Bone going to McMaster as well. He's number 56. Ivan West, the quarterback, is going to Acadia. Kevin Neji will go to York University. Wow. He's been the running back that we've been talking about all evening long. Keegan Grant to Mount Allison. AJ Bondi to the Hamilton Hurricanes. And number 65, he's also going next level. Landon Beausoleil, an offensive lineman. He will be joining the Laurier Golden Hawks. So tons of talent on both sides of the ball, but I'm going to tell you, Rylan Varco in his last high school football game, if you want to call it that, making noise, making a name for himself.
Man, oh man, does the University of does York
Sioux
University
and with the running back Kevin Neji, right?
They got themselves an absolute athlete.
Absolutely. Wes Graham fires to the far side there. Did Josh Mutzy scoop it off the ground? I believe that he did.
I thought he got it.
I thought he got it too. Looks like about a 9-yard.
Yeah, he got there.
Maybe 9.5 yards. No, they're going to give him the first
full
down.
10.
Okay, all right. It's generous. That's good of them.
Ball's at the 44-yard line. Math right now, not happening.
Wesley Graham firing deep, looking for an open
This
receiver.
math might
He's
work.
got him. He has got
Wow.
him. What a big play that is. Hey, Finley Kearney, make a play, kid. Big catch for the Gryphons.
That is exactly what you needed as an answer. Simple fly route. Just get your fast guy in the slot. It's such a hard route concept to cover, is that slot seam when you've got a number 2 on the backside running it.
They're on the 25-yard line. Time ticking down, 11 seconds in the quarter. Gryphons looking to strike here. Wesley Graham once again firing deep, spinning around, nothing there. That ball was intended for Reed Williams, falls incomplete in the end zone. 4 ticks before half.
Yeah, kick your field goal. Get the
think
point.
so?
Yes, absolutely. Get the points back. Get some momentum back. 4 seconds left. Look, you've got one shot to get points. I know you're not going to win the championship kicking field goals over touchdowns, but you're not going to lose it by not kicking a field goal.
32 yards out, Dimitri Grebe back on the field for the Junior Gryphons with 4 seconds here left in the half. Grebe looking to boot this one through, and it looks like it is up, and it is good. So Grebe with his second
Penalty
field goal
flag.
of the night. Oh, hold on, laundry on the field.
Do we have, it's either ineligible man, too many men, or roughing the kicker? It's throw from the back, judge. So he's unnecessary roughness, roughing the kicker.
Big call.
Okay.
That gives the Griffs one last chance here.
Yes.
Zeros on the clock.
Yeah.
Take the field goal off the board.
Do you take the points off? Or can you take it at the half? Can you kick it on the kick in the second half? I'm not a big fan of taking points off the board, but you know what? If I can have one shot at the end zone from the 15 at this point in the game, I might take it.
There's no tomorrow, too.
Yeah, exactly. I want to take this penalty. I want to move it up. Roughing the kicker. They're counting the field goal.
So they're going to take the field goal.
Yeah, they're going to take so they don't want to take points off the board.
Right.
So they're going to allow that 15-yard penalty to be added to start the second half.
So to be applied on the kick-off to start the third quarter.
Correct. So now instead of kicking from the 45-yard line, you're going to be kicking from their 50, and you've got to play the field position game and generate a turnover. How better to do that than pinning the offense deep early in the quarter?
Junior Gryphons, Huronia Stallions putting on quite a show here in the U18AA Sandy Ruckstuhl Cup to close out OSFL Championship weekend. Once again, our thanks to Western University, the London Junior Mustangs, the OSFL, Area 51. There is a laundry list of people to thank, but all of them have contributed to the success of what this weekend has been here in London. We certainly appreciate that. We appreciate Adam from London Football TV, Ron doing his thing on the mic. We've had a great weekend, and there are 2 quarters left. What's going to happen here in this U18AA Championship? Stick around to find out. You are watching London Football TV, second half from Western, coming up in 11 minutes and 15 seconds.
You are greatness, yes, you really are. But why aren't you working with the best? Area 51 Sports isn't just a brand, it's a mission. Built for athletes who train like beasts and think like outliers. Built for schools and youth organizations that truly want to be the best. Engineered for performance. Designed to intimidate. Trusted by those who take their game seriously. These old school guys seem more focused on profiting off the game rather than supporting it. We've become the best at providing customers with the highest quality products and experience. When you wear Area 51, you're not just showing up, you're taking over. We do this for the athlete, for the game. At Area 51 Sports, we value people over profits. 10 toes down, boots on the ground, speaking to real people like you. Join the movement at www.area51sports.ca. You are greatness, yes, you really are. But why aren't you working with the best? Area 51 Sports isn't just a brand, it's a mission. Built for athletes who train like beasts and think like outliers. built for schools and youth organizations that truly want to be the best. Engineered for performance, designed to intimidate, trusted by those who take their game seriously. These old school guys seem more focused on profiting off the game rather than supporting it. We've become the best at providing customers with the highest quality products and experience. When you wear Area 51, you're not just showing up, you're taking over. We do this for the athlete, for the game. At Area 51 Sports, we value people over profits. 10 toes down, boots on the ground, speaking to real people like you. Join the movement at www.area51sports.ca.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Western University. You got the coach, Ron Forwerda. You got Darren Stevenson.
You got Adam Melrose.
Oh, man, you just, I'll set him up. You knock him down, Darren. You and I have, I'll blow our own horn here. 21 and a half games of football under our belt with 2 quarters left to make it 22. It's been an absolute pleasure working with the OSFL over the last 2 weekends and doing all the games at York University for the U10s, 12s, and that single 14A game that we had. All the games here at Western. You know what? When they approached us a couple of months ago, Darren, they said, hey, we want you to stream. You and I had a chat and said, well, we need somebody capturing the heartbeat of the weekend, being the social voice of the weekend, and we couldn't have found a better partner to bring in than you and your team. You, Brandon, and Christian have been absolute rock stars over the last 2 weekends. We need to work with Christian a bit more, too. He's a whole lot of fun. And we'll do this again, but certainly, Darren, it's reflecting on it. I'm sure we'll get together over a few social beverages at some point to debrief, but one heck of a first half here, 28-6 on the board. And we're going back to work here, and I'll hang out until Ron gets back.
I think the thing about it is, Adam, is we both genuinely love what we do. And being a vehicle to showcase these young athletes, whether it's U10, U12, U14A, like you talked about at York University last weekend, or what we've done here this weekend, which is 12 games in 2 days and lack of sleep and kind of eating whatever we can, there's a reason that we do it. And it's to give a spotlight to these athletes and allow them to be seen. This has nothing to do with London Football TV or 519 Sports. We are lucky enough to be the vehicle to be able to provide you with these highlights and these interviews and these live streams. The people that I always think about are the other people that don't get to be on camera, that don't get to be on a microphone, who put in long hours just along with us. Steph Melrose, absolutely unbelievable. Simon is keeping the score bug primed and ready. First down, second down, third and long, whatever he puts up there, he's done a great job. Cam Melrose has been my right-hand man all weekend. We'll get back to calling the play here in just a minute, but I do believe that these people deserve a shout-out. Cam Melrose has been beside me all weekend, helping do the highlights. Nathan's been down in the field. Lawson's been down in the field, and I have nothing but love, admiration, and respect for Brandon Bax, who, if I look up, is still on the roof for his 12th game of the weekend. He is the Iron Man in all of this. He is on the camera providing you with all of these great pictures. And that's just our crew. Before we get into Marnie, Mike Facione, Rob, Glenn Mills, I don't want to go on here, but what I want people to understand is that this is a team effort. And everybody here is deserving of praise and recognition for all that they have done over the past 22 football games to allow us to do what we do. So thank you to them. Thank you to you. I look forward to doing it again. It was nice to be on your home space in your stomping grounds here in Purple Pony Country. I think that's what they call it these days. I heard Michael Falls is here now.
He is.
I heard that rumor.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure. And even, on top of everybody we just listed there, which took 6 minutes to get through, there's another 100 people here working at Western. So an amazing weekend. I'm going to give this headset back to the coach, Ron Forwerda. Let's get you through the last 2 quarters of football here from Western. And Ron, take it away, sir.
Welcome back, Ron.
Thank you.
You rejoined us at the 10-17 mark of the third quarter. Nothing has changed. You have missed nothing, sir.
Well, I just saw the Guelph defense make a huge stand and turn it over on downs inside the 30-yard line. I don't necessarily love the call by Huronia. You're up 3 scores, punt the ball and play field position. This is an opportunity for Guelph to get right back in this game here.
When opportunity knocks, you got to capitalize, and that's what the Gryphons are looking to do. Is the handoff this time goes to Aiden Tennant. He picks up a couple of yards for the junior Gryphons, and that'll bring up second down.
We were talking about the volunteers, about all the organization that is done. I'm going to give a shout out to a couple other people. The gentlemen in the far booth, the referees who have been here for all 22 games over the past 2 weekends, have done a great job. The volunteers from the London Junior Mustangs staff in the facilities have been next level.
27-yard line is where the Gryphons start this. Wesley Graham scrambling around, running to his right. Looks like he's going to try and get it off downfield, but instead he is taken down on the near side, out of bounds. 55 with the final touch there. That is Liam Epps, who makes a good play for the Stallions.
You've got a penalty flag flying. I don't know what the call is. I think it's going to be a holding. I'm not sure. It's coming from the back judge. But I'm not really sure what it was. Waiting for the call from the white. Unnecessary roughness, horse collar tackle.
Wow. Okay, so that's going to push the Junior Gryphons forward a few more yards.
And it's the unnecessary roughness, so it's not a half the distance to the goal. It's a full 15. So it's a full 15-yard penalty. This ball is going to be inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 12 or 13.
So converting in the red zone, something the Gryphons are going to need to do. Field goals are good. Dimitri Greaves, an unreal kicker. But if you're going to win championship games, you need more than field goals.
Yeah.
So this is certainly a prime opportunity for the Gryphons here to make something happen as they start about the 13-yard line here.
Wildcat.
Going to be a direct snap to Aiden Tennant. Flag on the turf as number 5 for Huronia makes the tackle there. That's Nicholas Connolly.
It was offside against Guelph. I don't think that they had somebody lined up properly. I don't know if they had enough men on the line of scrimmage for that one. So it's an unfortunate play, but now you put the regular offense out there. They're going to decline the penalty and take the play on that, setting up a second down and about 9 here.
Junior Gryphons with the ball on the 12-yard line. I don't want to say anything is a must in a third quarter. But when it's 28-6, you're getting close. Like, we're winding down to 8:49, 8:48 to go in the third quarter.
A lot of time here, too, guys.
They really are. Yeah, they really are.
Urgency. We saw that yesterday.
Sense of urgency.
Yeah, you got to have that urgency about you. Let's go. Let's go.
Wesley Graham will go to the air on this pass. He is taken down, and this Stallions defense, boy, they have made some plays, and that is another one.
Yeah, number 55 just shoots the gap. He brought 2 offensive linemen in the backfield with him, still trying to block him and still couldn't get there. Throw him down for a loss of 5. I know we wanted to get a touchdown, but you got to get the points.
Liam Epps also had that big run earlier in the game, obviously, so he's playing on both sides of the ball. He had some power running, and once again, third field goal attempt tonight for Dimitri Greaves, this time from 25 yards out. The hold to Josh Mutzi as the Griffs. It's up, Dimitri Greaves, and once again, it is good. So that's the third field goal of the night for Dimitri Greaves as he boots it through the uprights, making the score now 28-9, 7:53 to go here in the third quarter.
Number 3 was the holder. He's the receiver. Who was that again?
Josh Mutzi.
Yeah, he does a great job of getting this ball down. It's a little bit of a high snap. He has to go way over his head. High points that ball, gets it down. You can tell that's a receiver and still got the ball down. And great job, that good execution by the Gryphons for kicking that field goal.
Mutzi was the one also who had the big kick return earlier in the game on the far side there to set the Griffs up at that point. Speedy receiver, good hands. That's what Josh Mutzi's all about. As the Stallions start here, this is Neji with another good run as he gets close to that first down marker. Might be yard and a half short, but a good run to the right side from Kevin Neji.
They're gonna give him a gain of 9 on the play from the spot, giving him to the 44-yard line. It's going to be second down and 1. And again, it's just these unrelenting ground attack here by Huronia. The offensive line's firing off. We said it. What's the difference between AAA and AA? It's certainly not in these players. It's just in the size.
Second and short here for the Stallions. 3 backs in the backfield. And it is a handoff, and it is a first down, I think. I think he got past the marker there.
He crossed it.
He got dragged back.
Yeah, and a late flag.
Late flag pops in. You can see it there in the field about the 38-yard line. We'll see what that comes out to.
There's a Huronia player down. Oh, man, I hope this is not who I think it is. Unfortunately, I think this is a huge potential game-changing moment.
This all comes with 6:52 to go here in the third quarter, with the Huronia Stallions leading 28-9 over the Junior Gryphons. All of the Junior Gryphons' points have come off the foot of Dimitri Grebe, who we talked about earlier, will be going to Division II football in September. Monroe Mustangs, that's where he is heading, among many of the Junior Gryphons that will head off to university football, as well as the number of Huronia Stallions who will also head off to OUA and university football. This Huronia team had a great season, and boy, have they shown their teeth here tonight.
Yeah.
They really have. They've played fantastic on both sides of the ball, and overall, right now, they are very, very deserving of the lead that they've got. And I don't even necessarily know, Ron, if this isn't a case of the Junior Griffs aren't playing at their best more than Huronia on their side has been outstanding.
I think it's the latter, to be honest with you. Huronia is just very similar to the last game we saw. They're just dominating both sides of the line of scrimmage.
And rushing up to the line here. Hold on. They just ran right up to the line after all of that. And it's going to be a handoff here and a no real gain.
Yeah, number 24, I think, is in the game now for Huronia as the running back.
45 making the tackle on that play. That is Tate as a party for the Junior Griffs.
And again, that time they roll an extra linebacker up to occupy the puller, but Guelph does a good job of shooting underneath the puller and filling where he just was and wrapping up and making the tackle. It's a loss of 1 on the play.
So after the injury, the Stallions with the ball in Junior Gryphons territory just across midfield, looking at a 2nd and 11 here, looking to pick up a first down and keep this drive alive. They're going to the air. Ivan West with a deep ball to the far side, and it just falls incomplete. He was open over there.
Yeah, he had his guy. The defender kind of slipped a little bit coming out of his break, and he just overshot him just a little bit there. It's a great concept. Just put a little bit too much air in there.
A little too much juice.
Yep. Sometimes the guy that the toughest throw to make as a quarterback is the guy that's wide open.
And he was wide open on that far side. Pass falls incomplete, though, which brings up this punt on 3rd down for the Stallions. One of the good things for the Junior Griffs tonight has been the return game. So let's see if they can get another one here. They actually almost got a block on that play as the ball bounces out of bounds on the far side. I was thinking maybe a good return. Heck, they almost got a block and took it the other way.
We're going to get this replay one more time here. I really think do you
think he got a piece of it?
I think he almost got a piece of it or pulled off at the last second. I think he pulled off at the last second.
To not take the roughing the kicker.
Yes, exactly. Because I would say if he extended, I think he was going to hit the kicker on that one. But again, if you hit the ball first, it doesn't matter if you hit the kicker afterwards.
There was a roughing the kicker penalty earlier in the game as well, so maybe that was part of it as well.
Yep.
He knew that they were keeping their eyes out for it and don't make a play that's a detriment to your team. Maybe that was part of the thought process as well. Either way, Junior Griffs with the ball looking to make something happen here, and it is a good run. That is number 29 spinning around. That is Damian Scott, the running back for the Junior Gryphons, picking up some yardage there. Good run from Damian Scott.
But unfortunately,
there's a flag. You always notice the flags.
And I know
it's in your nature, I guess.
Sorry about that.
I'm happy and excited for Damian Scott. And then, boom, Ron, flag.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Not your fault.
It was a holding call against somebody on the offensive line. It was great run.
Yeah,
really
it was
great
a good run.
It's too bad, but now you're like 1st and 20 here and chunk play. And again, these guys are they're coming from different angles from everywhere. Huronia's defense, they're getting home with only bringing 3 and 4.
1st and 20, quarterback Wesley Graham rolling out to his right, fires it downfield, and that one is picked. That's a huge, huge play. It's a pick for Nicholas Connolly for the Stallions, and they will take over in Junior Griffs territory.
Safety reads this coming all the way across, playing the eyes of the quarterback, cuts underneath it, makes a play on it, maintain possession, and away you go. That, my friend, might have been a dagger. If they can get points on this, it definitely will be.
It was 1st and 20.
Yeah.
After the penalty, you're trying to make something happen. You're obviously down by a few scores, and sometimes that's what happens. Maybe you force something in there, and it ends up in the hands of Nicholas Connolly and the Stallions now with a terrific opportunity, like you said, to maybe put a little bit of a nail in the coffin. Pass to the far side there, going to be breaking free, breaking the first tackle. Zach Conroy jumps in for the second tackle, taking down Rylan Varco.
Yeah, again, just good job of like recognizing, sniffing out the play design, coming downhill, making the tackle. Look at the outside linebacker sees it right away. He knows he's going to run into it. That's the guy that makes a tackle. If we can get this one more time. That's number 5 right here, recognizing it, shooting out, and he's the guy that makes the tackle on that. Great recognition from number 5 on there.
Muhammad Khan getting the first contact there for the Junior Gryphons on defense. But this is a huge defensive stand if the Junior Gryphons can slow it down, and it's going to be a big run. But guess what, Ron?
Penalty flag down on the field. I believe this is going to be a holding on the offense, and it's going to be 4 yards gained. Good to see number 7 back in the game there for Huronia. Oh, it's going to be really close to yards gained. They're marking him. He got the first down, but it's when it happened, where the ball was when the infraction happened.
Yeah.
Again, this is game 8. English language not mastering.
You're doing a fine job, my friend. A fine job explaining all of the rules and the different nuances to the people that are watching.
It's a chop block. So, what's the chop block?
Help me, Ron.
You cannot engage somebody low outside the tackle box.
Okay.
In a block. So you can't roll back against something. And especially if there's another guy engaged, that's that high-low that they're trying to get rid of. I don't see where it was. Oh, right there. Right at the end of the play. You kind of saw it at the end of the play there. So it's a chop block.
The white hat referee coming over to have a chat with Junior Gryphons head coach Sean Faulkner.
Right there.
See what this is all about. Faulkner seems to be okay, I guess, with the explanation.
They're marching this against Guelph.
Oh,
they indicated Huronia. I don't understand that. But anyway.
When all is said and done, here is what I can tell you. The Huronia Stallions have the ball on the 4-yard line.
And it's 1st and goal.
And it is 1st and goal and a chance to maybe put this puppy on ice for the Stallions.
Yep.
Going to go to the air. Ivan West fires to the far side there. That's going to fall incomplete. That was a high ball.
Yeah, again, number 22 had great coverage for the Gryphons. Nowhere really to go with the ball. Good pressure coming from the outside. Picked up, but still not able to quite finish that throw. I've been really impressed with, a lot of aspects of both these teams. We talked about like the AA, look at the laundry list of players on both these teams that are going to the CIS next year is unbelievable.
2nd down here in goal for the Stallions under
Blitz is
pressure.
coming.
He gets rid of it. It's tipped and a good defensive play. Zach Conroy saving a touchdown with his fingertips.
You know what? In the first half, not quite catching that ball. Look at.
Yeah,
if
that's
he
right.
does not tip that ball, that's game, set, match with the amount of time you're going down 4 scores.
I forgot it was Conroy in the first half that had the ball literally go through his fingertips because he would have had an interception, and it ended up as a catch for the Stallions. So you're absolutely right.
So maybe his fingernails just grew just enough at halftime there to get that. But again, great defensive play. Huronia, it looks like they're keeping the offense out here.
Zach Conroy will attend the University of Guelph in September. He is also the reigning most valuable player in District 10 football in Guelph. Conroy outstanding on both sides of the ball. This is going to be a 3rd and goal, and this is going to be a Huronia touchdown. Kevin Neji may have put this game away.
Is that his 3rd or his 4th? It's his 3rd, I think. Yeah. That's his third of the game. Look, it's hard to do when you're third and goal from the 1 to make a stand, but they go into that heavy full house backfield, get 2 blockers up front, and man, this is a CIS kid who's having himself a whale. I mean, a whale of a game tonight.
York University, that is where he is heading next year to play university football. Hard to believe how quickly university football is coming. We are just a couple of weeks away from training camp as the extra point is booted through, and that is going to give the Huronia Stallions a 35-9 lead with 2:35 to go here in the third quarter of the U18AA Sandy Ruckstuhl Championship game, Ron.
A lot of these kids are going to have a week, maybe 2 off before their university training camps start taking action. We heard a couple of these players playing for Hamilton and, potential CJFL teams. Those training camps are already underway. That season kicks off in 2 weeks.
London Football TV will be the home of...
Yeah, we are the home of the London Beefeaters as well, and we'll be doing 4 games from Citywide Field, I believe, this year, Adam, including a Friday night broadcast on the Friday night of Labor Day weekend.
Make sure to subscribe to London Football TV to see all that London Beef Eaters action coming up here. Just because OSFL weekend is over doesn't mean that London Football TV goes off the air. Adam and Ron need something to do on weekends in September, so that's what they will be doing. They'll be doing London Beefeaters football, and they also do a great job with high school football here in the London area. Lots of high school football coming up, as well as Beefeaters. OSFL season is now 1 quarter and 2 minutes and 35 seconds away from being over, and
Is there a penalty flag? Okay, there is a penalty flag down there. I'm not sure. Unnecessary roughness against Huronia. So it's a 15-yard penalty after the play. So we're going to have this ball at the 44-yard line.
Junior Gryphons have had an absolutely terrific season, and congratulations to them, obviously, for getting to this place, an overtime victory over Peel that brought them here to this U18 championship game. Just a quick word here from Sean Faulkner, who's the head coach. He said earlier this week, I was lucky enough to have the coaching staff and team that I did this season, a great combination of young talent mixed in with some veteran leadership, and being coached by current and former OUA players and coaches has made the buy-in from our athletes so much easier, and he couldn't have said it better. It's been a great season for the Junior Gryphons. Doesn't look like at this point anyways, with a quarter and a bit to go, that it's going to go in their direction tonight. But you're in a championship game like this, you make it to Championship Sunday at the end of the season, you've had a heck of a year.
I have an observation to make about this weekend, and I'm just kind of, at halftime, I was kind of thinking about it. The East has arrived.
I agree with that.
Okay, so the AA championships are, all 3 teams are from the East. Clarington, Quinte, and call it what it is, it's going to be Huronia.
Yep.
In the AAAs, it was Cumberland.
Cumberland U16.
Cumberland U14.
Sorry, I forgot. Cumberland U14, correct.
And Durham was there as the other side of it.
Yep.
And Hamilton. Of the A-Flight finals.
Hold on before you continue that thought, not to cut you off.
Yep.
Kingston, an East team,
Yep.
lost by 2 points
Yes.
to Hamilton.
Yes.
Again,
Yes.
Hamilton wins football game. Kudos to the Junior Ticats. All the love in the world. That was a 2-point football game. So Kingston right there.
5 of the 6 major championships this year have been won by the teams in the East. This is the first time in the OSFL that the East has dominated the West. It's usually the other way around, and is this the changing of the guard in the province?
I think parity is so important as well.
Yeah.
That any team can win on any given night. And I'm going to tell you a little story about the U18 West Division. AAA and AA. It is a gauntlet of
Yeah, it
football
is.
with tough teams, and to come out of that is really, really difficult. And that's what the Hamilton Junior Ticats did this season. And then they had a battle last night against the Kingston Grenadier, a very worthy opponent, an outstanding team, and all those things. And they win 19-17. And I think that's what it's all about, is having close, competitive championship games. Boy, those Hamilton kids were excited last night, and you could see the disappointment on Kingston's face also. But at the end of the day, Kingston, can hold their heads high as well.
Yeah.
They represented their team, they represented their city in the most positive way possible, and they lost a championship game by 2 points. Gryphons with the ball as we play the final play of the third quarter here. That was a run play. It looks like Damian Scott was the one on that run as we strike zeros here in the third quarter. Huronia Stallions leading the Junior Gryphons by a score of 35-9. We actually have a player down for Huronia as well. So one of the Stallions and one of the Gryphons down. And here's the thing about OUA football too, Ron. The parity there also, right? And I don't know if it comes from some of this where the programs at the younger levels are getting better, or if the OUA teams are recruiting better. But you really look at it, and there's, I don't know, is it fair to say 4 or 5 teams could win the Yates Cup?
Oh, easily. I think you could even
You
go
go more
6.
than that? Yeah, 6, okay.
I think there's legitimate 6 teams out there. I think, you can say what you want. Laurier is still Laurier. McMaster is always a problem for people.
Yep.
Queens, Ottawa, the GGs have had a little bit of a down couple years, but they can turn it around with one recruiting class. Then there's Western. I got news for you. I know the guys down in Windsor. Okay?
They work hard.
They work really
damn hard.
I actually coached Joe Ciselli. I was his coach when he was 10 years old. Mike, his dad, Mike Ciselli, who helps out at the University of Windsor, kind of took me in and he was kind of my mentor when it came to football. He was a mentor of a lot of people in this area, but they're building it right down there. They've got great recruiting, and they're doing it the right way. I'm telling you, watch out for Windsor.
2nd and 10 here for the Junior Gryphons as we start the fourth quarter. Wes Graham fires to the far side, looking for Josh Mutzi, not really in the area, and that pass falls incomplete.
Oh, you are back to the CIS for 1 second
Please.
here.
Yep.
Not to mention that there's a new coach here at Western who's got a lot of expectations to live up to as one of the legendary quarterbacks in Mike Folds.
Michael Folds leaving the Golden Hawks earlier this year to return to his alma mater here at Western, going into his first season as the head coach of the Junior Mustangs, taking over for the legendary Greg Marshall. More on that in a second. Let's get back to the Gryphons here. Running out of time, Wesley Graham is going to fire one up to the far side, and that one will fall incomplete once again looking for Josh Mutzi. Describe to me, Ron, being a London guy, what Michael Folds means to this town.
Oh, it's massive. Like when and I'm not downplaying any quarterback or any football players that have come through the city, but Michael Folds is probably one of the top 5 players to come through London in my lifetime. I am pushing 59 years old this year. I will be turning 60 next year. I've been watching football since I was like 10 and 12 years old when I first started watching it. Inside handoff. It's good to see they've got some different players in there.
Yeah, exactly. Giving maybe some of those second-string kids an opportunity to get into the football game. I appreciate that history and that context. I've had the pleasure of knowing Michael Folds since the early 2000s. I remember covering a big playoff game that Western had at Laurier. It was on a Saturday night, way back when, and Gary Jeffries was still the coach of the Golden Hawks.
Oh, wow, okay.
And Greg Marshall was obviously the coach of the Mustangs. But it's interesting to hear that perspective about the impact that he had in the city, because he had a great impact at Laurier. This is a team that got to a Vanier Cup with Taylor Elgersma, obviously the star quarterback.
Who's from London?
Right. Everybody's from London, aren't they? I guess this must be just the place to be. That's how this works.
I'll tell you a story about Taylor in a second here.
Running play here for the Stallions, and that is going to pick up, I believe, another first down as they move the sticks. 9:50 to go here in the U18 Sandy Ruckstuhl Cup championship game at Western University. 35-9 for the Stallions. They have put on a clinic. Back to your Taylor Elgersma story, because that's a kid that put on a clinic at Laurier as well.
Yeah.
But I bet he was a superstar in high school football here locally as well.
Very, very humble guy.
He is humble. He gets it from his family.
You know, and again, I personally, I know Mark. Mark was actually, he's one of the trainers for the U16 Junior Mustangs.
Side story, he's also was a trainer with the St. Mary's Lincolns of the GOHL.
Yep.
So a very active family as that play is going to go for another nice gain for the Stallions. As the ball goes out of bounds, they take it across midfield here with a little over 9 minutes to go. The combination of Taylor Elgersma and Michael Falls, and that's before you talk about the other superstars that were on those Golden Hawks football teams the last couple of years. Ethan Jordan, the wide receiver, also won himself a Heck Crichton Award national MVP.
Man,
he was really special too. They were a deadly combination.
Yeah.
Elgersma to Jordan, man oh man for the Golden Hawks.
So Taylor was playing Junior Mustangs. That was he was a quarterback out of Oak Ridge.
Yep.
You'd heard the stories, but again, we didn't have a lot of coverage. TV London had dropped kind of the local sports coverage with a lot of the media cuts that the local stations go through. So, I remember I was coaching the U16 team. I was on a Coach Schneider coach team with Adam was on that team.
Yep.
Ken Melrose was one of the receivers on that team.
Matt Snyder, Adam Melrose, just to put it in context.
Mike Stenning is in
Mike
there.
Stenning,
Again, just the coaching staff was absolutely loaded.
1st and 10 here for the Stallions. And kind of turns the wrong way on the handoff there, but it still works out for the Stallions as that is a nice gain and another first down.
So we're walking out for practice, and our friend, the late KJ Kenemy, was the varsity coach at that time with Greg Wilson was coming on board. And I remember talking to KJ and saying, "Oh, how's your team look?" He goes, "You got to see this kid throw the ball." And again, never met Taylor, didn't know him. I turned around and saw him throw the ball once, and I looked at KJ and I went, "That's different." And I walked away. And it's like, you've got a shot with that one.
Stallions on the 23-yard line here as they drive down the field once again. And it's going to be a handoff to the far side. That is Colby Grant, and he takes it for a first down inside almost to the 5-yard line, Ron.
Look, the ground game is being absolute dominant. I understand the will to fight and compete, maybe not there for Guelph at this point. But the MVP of this game, I know they're going to probably give it to a different player, are those guys right there. The offensive line has absolutely dominated the defensive line of the Guelph front, and that is the reason why they're dominating and winning this game.
I will miss you drawing on the telestrator. After 22 games, I will miss Ron on the telestrator. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown, and that will absolutely put this game out of reach.
Is that a lineman that carried it, number 71? Oh, it's number 21. My apologies. The number I'm looking at. Did they just give that to a lineman?
That's 21 on the touchdown.
Yeah.
That is Lucas Charbonneau. Lucas Charbonneau with the touchdown for Huronia with 7:12 to go here in the fourth quarter at Western University. And it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout here for a moment.
You got an injured player for Guelph, unfortunately. 7:12 left to go. This,
So finish up the thought on Elgersma.
Just remember,
just the size, just
how the ball left his hand.
Yeah.
The speed and the velocity. It's. I'd say he was like, he didn't even wind up. He just flicked the ball. I'll tell you another one who's like that. Someone who was with the program for a little bit as a coach, Chris Merchant, was another guy. When he just threw the ball, he just flicked it out of his hand, and it was 30 yards downfield. It's just like, you don't see that every day and it's great to see Murch. I believe he was in Germany.
Yeah.
Germany, he was playing, and I believe he was their league MVP last year.
And you haven't even brought up Will Finch.
Oh yeah.
If we're talking about London quarterbacks,
geez, like
I didn't know you and I were going to get into a conversation about the lengthy history of London quarterbacks.
Let's go back even more.
But when it's 42-9 in the fourth quarter.
Steve Bono.
Okay, you're going back now, buddy. You're going back. Extra
Or-
point for the Stallions here to make it 42-9, and he boots it right through the uprights to extend the lead for the Stallions. One of the cool things that I saw this weekend here, and I'm from Waterloo. I live in Kitchener-Waterloo, and that's sort of where 519 Sports Online is based, is I saw, and this will lead into you talking about the officials, I saw a referee here, younger guy, probably late 20s, that I covered with 519 Sports back in the OG days. It was back 2018, maybe 2019.
Okay.
He was a quarterback at a local high school. His name's Brian Munt. He's a great guy, wanted to stay involved in the game, and did that through officiating. And I had no idea he was going to be here this weekend. And I was walking down to do one of our post-game interviews, and he kind of ran over to me and said, "Hey, Darren, how's it going?" And it took me a second, and it clicked in, and he was the quarterback at Laurel Heights in Waterloo way back in the day being maybe 2017, 2018. Point being, though, is that if you're a young individual that loves the game, that wants to stay involved in football, once you graduate out, there's nothing better than getting involved in the officiating program.
Yeah, I returned this ball to the 23-yard line. I got another story. There was a gentleman I coached at. I did a lot of years with London Minor on top of coaching with the London Falcons at first, and then the Junior Mustangs. A lot of connections over the years. So I coached this young gentleman in London Minor when he was like 10 or 12 years old, and then I'm at a night game in Elmer, which is just outside of St.
Not
Thomas.
far. Yep.
Yeah, not
Yep.
far from here.
Yep.
And I hear, "Hey, coach," and I look on the field, and it's Jaden, and he's reffing. He's like, "Yeah, I couldn't play anymore, but I still want to be involved."
Damian Scott taking the pitch on this play. He'll get a couple of yards for the junior Gryphons on the pitch from West Graham.
So yeah, it's the game of football. It ends for everybody at some point. Football unfortunately is undefeated in saying, you may not be done with us, but we're done with you. There's no other opportunity or something. There's always another opportunity. I'm going to be the biggest advocate for you got to have young referees, because a lot of the OG refs that we have, they don't want to do 12 games in a weekend. They want to do 1 or 2 or 3, and that's about it. It's a great opportunity. If you can't play anymore, you're done your high school, and it's like, man, I still want to get involved. Contact your local officials. Get in contact with them. Level 1 is free. Take level 1. If you like it, go to level 2.
$0.
Yep.
0 cents. If you want to get level 1 refereeing, you can't play the game without zebras. Gryphons come to the line here, 6:20 to go. Wesley Graham's going to go to the air. Fires to the far side. Josh Mutzy. Nice catch there.
Yeah, really working hard still out there. It's a great little just down and out, 12-yard gain, and move the sticks. I know it's all for naught at this point with 6:22 left to go in the game, but it's like, hey,
You just want to end your season in
Yeah.
a positive way, too, with a nice drive or a nice play or a nice touchdown. Graham back to pass once again. This one's going deep.
got a
Look, he's
chance.
open. He's open,
Oh,
and he's
wow.
got it. We were talking about nice ways to finish off the season.
there you go.
Finley Carney, everybody.
That's a great catch. And we talked about earlier dropping this into a bucket. 2 steps, throws it right away, right into the bucket. That's just perfectly where it's got to be.
Wesley Graham dropping it into the bucket. Finley Carney on the other end with the reception. And the Griffs now at the 32-yard line. Graham once again going deep.
He's got him.
He's got him. And it's a 12 touchdown. Nice catch and nice throw. Peyton Cummings. He missed that one earlier. We felt so bad for the kid, but awesome that he got that touchdown right there for the junior Griffs. The time winding down.
Yeah, again, I love this is one thing I haven't seen in any teams this weekend. There's no quit.
Yep.
Everyone's fighting to the very end. Some more vigorously than others, maybe physically and, ease up on the chippiness, but there's no quit in these teams. Like the result of this game, I don't think is in question. I don't think I'm making a huge prediction at
You're
this
not
point.
taking a leap.
No. With 5:15 left, it is what it is. But to see, it's like, no, we're going to go for 2. We want to try to squeeze in there and make it, and maybe we get an onside kick. We saw that with Woodstock. It's like, well, you're down 24-0, you know, at going into the fourth quarter. Final score was 38-21. It's like, what this, like, boom.
Why not?
Point explosion.
Here's the 2-point convert. The pass hits the upright.
Man, that's been the night for the Gryphons.
Hold on, though. I see the flag.
Oh, okay.
Look, you missed a flag, and I got one.
I did miss one.
Giddy up, Ron. At the end of the broadcast, I get you on the flags.
There you go. What is the
call? Because you're absolutely right.
It's against Huronia.
It does feel like a little bit of symbolism that ball hit the upright of the goalpost, because that's the kind of night it's been for the Griffs. And I think of 2 plays specifically. We've talked about both of them. I talk about the fingertips play down here where it goes through Zach Conroy's hands. I think about Peyton Cummings down at this end of the field where he was in the open and it was just a yard, a fingernail. And that's the game of football, right?
I'll give you a third one. When number 88 for Guelph took that return and brought up the middle, and the kicker made the tackle between the T and the A of Mustang. Like I said, in a night that goes your way, you break that tackle and you take it to the house. And Musey was the other one, had another long return. It's
the biggest cliche in the world, and I'm going to say it. It is a game of inches sometimes.
The inches that we need are all around us. Like any given Sunday, the famous locker room speech.
Yep. But that's how football games get defined, right? It literally comes down to 12 to 15 plays. It comes down to execution points. It comes down to execution details. And those things went in favor of Huronia tonight.
Yeah.
All earned.
Yes.
Absolutely all earned. But a couple of plays earlier in the game, maybe bounce in Guelph's direction. Maybe it changes momentum, because that's what football is.
Yeah.
It's a game of swings. It's a game of momentum, and 12 to 15 plays define usually the outcome of the game.
I don't even think it's 12 to 15. I think it's more like 5 or 6 plays usually in a game.
Fair enough.
Onside kick attempt goes out of bounds, so Huronia is going to maintain possession at about the 55-yard line.
Last thought I'd like to throw in about the referee discussion, and I agree with absolutely everything you said about young people staying in the game, getting involved in officiating. I have a pretty good relationship with the Waterloo-Wellington Football Association. They have a great group of people. Paul Barrett is the president there. Brent Billing does a great job. Okay. Larry Clark, Warren Ziegler, Vinny, Johnny Forte, just to say a few names out loud. These guys are passionate about football. They love what they do, but they are always looking for new officials in Waterloo-Wellington as well. And I know that is a common thing anywhere we go, whether we come to London, whether I live in Waterloo, whether it's Barrie, whether it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Yeah. Officials are needed, so we highly encourage all of you. All it takes is an email. All it takes is a phone call. Quickly reach out. Find out how it works. Yeah. It doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt you in terms of your pocketbook, because it doesn't cost you any money. So from myself, obviously, and Ron and Adam, we love what we do, and the players love what they do, and we can't do without officials. So something to think about as we kind of close out championship weekend here at Western. 4:40 to go in this Huronia Stallions victory. Ivan West back to pass to the far side, and that one is going to fall incomplete.
You just got to settle down on that route there. This is a good throw. He wanted them to it's a stop route that he just continues. He's got him wide open, delivers the ball. Just settle your feet down and catch the ball. 4:32, and we're going to see the Huronia team punting here as my voice in game number 8 gets really crackly up.
Huronia punting, 4:25 to go in a 42-17 ball game. Good to see the Junior Griffs get a touchdown here late in the fourth quarter. Certainly something to remember from what has been a tough night for the Junior Gryphons. Bit of a short punt there.
That's blowing dead for player safety. Too many players around the ball. You're just going to run up. Someone's going to get hurt in situations like that. That's why the refs do it. They blow the ball dead, change it over. Guelph's going to have the ball at the 45. They're going to mark it at the 42-yard line, and first down for the Griffs. I'd like to see them get another one in here. I really would. Just kind of make the final. But again, at the end of the day, no one's going to remember what the final score was in 2 to 3 years. No one doesn't. They're going to remember who won, but they're not going to remember what the score was.
Junior Gryphons with a number of graduating players who will see their OSFL career come to an end tonight. Hoping to go out here with a few last great plays as Wesley Graham's pass falls incomplete. Congratulations to those graduating players for all they contributed to Guelph minor football over the years. A lot of guys that, did good things and helped build this program, make it into, what it has become. You look at the U16 Gryphons. They won the OSFL championship last year in Kingston. For the U18 team to get here, U14 AA, coached by Jeff Cummings, who has a wealth of knowledge in the game. Guelph football certainly on the rise, and we just want to take a moment to wish all the graduating players with the Junior Gryphons much success in their future endeavors, whether that is in university football or whether that is in a different thing. Thanks for all your contributions to Guelph minor football, and same thing for Huronia, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a different feeling, I think, for the Stallions when, you're going out in your last OSFL game as a champion. But these are memories that last a lifetime, and the Stallions are going to have this. They're going to get their rings, they're going to get their trophy, and they're going to get their banner, and many of them are going to go off to future successes as well. So best wishes to all the graduating players here tonight. As we wrap up the OSFL season, we have reached the 3-minute warning on OSFL Championship. We can't believe we made it here. We made it, Ron.
Yeah.
We did it.
And again, still fighting, still digging. I'm going to go back to, I want to go 2007. I'm going to go back there for a specific reason.
We're going way back, playback, everybody.
Way back in the time machine.
Yes.
I was a coach with the London Falcons, and we played a team in Guelph called the Guelph Bears.
Yep.
And I know what it was like playing the Bears then. It was we're gonna call some guys up, we're gonna get some reps for guys, and we're gonna make sure you try to keep it in. And it was a pretty big blowout by the end of the game. To see how this program has developed and built in the last 15, 20 years is a credit to everybody in the football organization in the city of Guelph. So hats off to you guys. Look at Guelph has dominated the AA division for the last 3 or 4 years at all levels, and it's a fantastic program. I'm very happy for them. But I kind of said at the start of the night, this was the team that I really wanted to see.
You did say that, absolutely.
Like this Huronia team. And when they walked out on the field, on the other side of the field, I looked and went, oh my goodness, they are monsters.
Before I go, because I have to go down to the field to do the post-game interviews, the people you are talking about in Guelph minor football, Mike Farigo, who is the president, done an amazing job building it. Sean Faulkner's the vice president. He is also the U18 head coach down here. And Sandra Mutzi, she's the registrar, she's the treasurer. She does all kinds of things behind the scenes. She volunteers her time, and those are the people that make great things happen for this Junior Griffs program. I have to sign off. I just want to say quickly, thank you, Ron.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adam, for the opportunity to be here doing play-by-play on London Football TV. I will see you on the sidelines in approximately 1 minute and 51 seconds with the MVP of the Huronia Stallions. My vote is number 2, the receiver, Rylan Varco. We'll see if I'm right.
I'll go with number 7 as the running back.
There we go. We will see. We will talk on the field, Ron. Here's Adam.
Darren Stevenson, what a great guy, fantastic broadcast. And his knowledge of the Guelph players is next level. Just really glad to have him on the broadcast. And again, all the different guys that we've been doing games with. Even you, Adam. I've enjoyed doing the games with you.
Well, I appreciate that. Sounds like you don't normally.
Oh, absolutely I do.
No, it's all good, brother. It's all good. $1:20 on the clock right now, Ron, as we get Darren all ready to make his last sprint down these stairs. He'll probably come back slowly to get the rest of his stuff afterwards, but we'll get down. We'll get the ice bath. We should have our sideline guy ready for that as well, too. But certainly, Guelph Gryphons not going quietly into the night here,
No.
Ron.
But, we kind of talked about how I thought this could have been the sleeper game of the weekend. Yeah, Huronia's defensive line and offensive line, they've absolutely dominated this game.
Yeah.
And that is, in a nutshell, that's what it's coming down to. And it was at the U16 game and the U14 game and the earlier game with the AA U16s. It's the teams that play offensive line and defensive line better than the other ones. They win 99% of the time. I'm not exaggerating. It's the offensive and defensive lines that don't get called out that make the difference between championship games. Making the tackles, running the play. It sure helps when you've got a CIS potential player on your sideline running the ball, but even he's not going to be able to run the ball if he's got nowhere to run because there's no blocking.
Yeah, Gryphons forward to the bottom of the field here. As we send a bunch of guys in motion, just looking to put this one in the air, but he's tackled right on the goal line, Ron.
They're going to give him to the 1 yard line.
11 seconds on the clock.
Third down. Third down
here, Ron. And coach is good and soaked on the far side. Just got the Gatorade bath for the purple and yellow Huronia Stallions. And this, as the clock winds down here, sir, will be the end of the season for both of these teams. The end of 12 amazing football games. And we'll line up in victory to take a knee.
Well, you just got to go forward a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's they're allowing just
and that is the
ball.
ball game,
Wow.
Ron Ferwerda. An amazing showing from the Huronia Stallions, coming all the way to Western University to put up 42 points on the scoreboard. Guelph Junior Gryphons with a respectable 17 on there, Ron, but just a beauty of a game. It was great having you and Darren on the call. We appreciate everybody that involved in it. Ron, final thoughts on this one as we watch everybody selly on the field and line up for the greatest line in all of sports to shake hands.
This is the end of our football weekend, but this is a celebration of football in the province of Ontario. I think we had 12 different centers represented here in the games, possibly more. I stopped counting at one point. Again, this is game number 8 for us, for me personally, and I'm a little bit tired and a little bit frazzled at the point. But again, it's the offensive line play has been excellent. The quarterback play. There are athletes at every single center, game-breaking athletes. And you know what? I keep saying it. It's a celebration of football, and I couldn't have done it with a better group of people than the people in this booth with me right now.
Well, let's run it down. Up on the roof for all 12 games.
Yeah.
Brandon Bax of 519 Sports Online. Nathan's been up on camera too. Lawson's been up on camera too. The two of them have been down on the field, ripping around, getting all these great on-field sideline shots. Cam Melrose did a game down on the sidelines. He's been clipping with Darren for the rest of the weekend. Steph's been on production the entire weekend, giving you all the clips, all the replays. Simon has kept you up to speed with an active clock and down a distance and just being an overall great guy. And I hope I'm Darren and I got together a couple of months ago and put this crazy idea together to let's cover these 12 games. Ron, you've just been an absolute treasure and a treat as always to have around, and just your wealth of knowledge always surprises me with this sport, sir. And what's interesting here at London Football TV, I was just doing a quick tally during this broadcast, that this broadcast was the 180th football game. Now, stream, sorry.
Yeah.
Some of those streams included 3 to 5 games in them because we used to just do them all in like a 12-hour stream. So 180 times we've turned YouTube on and sent football to it. It's been a blasty every single time. And you know what? A bunch of guys played for his memory this weekend, and I'd be remiss if we didn't mention KJ Kenemy on this one. And if that madman didn't ask us to do this once upon a time, Ronnie, we wouldn't be here doing it today. So,
dude, it's 68 degrees and breezy somewhere. I can promise you that.
Yep.
KJ, we love you. Thank you for this nutty idea. Adam, thank you for tolerating me and my ADHD thought pattern from time to time, or most of the time. It's been a blast. Simon, I actually like the guy, even though I cut him up a lot. His brother Nathan, Cam Melrose, working with 519 Sports has been absolutely amazing this weekend. These guys have done a great job, and again, I cannot be remiss to say, man, the officials did a great job.
They really did. Yeah. I mean, we were talking to Shane Rodriguez, who's smiling at us right now. Over 70 individual referees on site across 12 different games from all over the province. So it's one of those situations where they can't be like, oh, the London refs, no, it's refs from all around.
Yeah.
And they did call a great game. So we're going to get things going down on the field and get things going with the MVPs, which did we get those?
I don't think we got them. So I'm going to sign off, Adam. Thanks again.
Thank you, sir. So our defensive MVP in this matchup is going to be number 5, Zach Conroy. Had himself a whale of a game and is going to take some hardware home here from the OSFL as your defensive MVP in this U18AA championship game. Offensive MVP on the way. Kevin Metier, number 7, is your offensive MVP from the Huronia Stallions. A little more hardware for Mr. Metier to take home with him back to Huronia. And we're going to get things going with the banner presentation. And this year's 2026 Sandy Ruckstuhl Memorial Cup champions are your Huronia Stallions U18AA team. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, Huronia Stallions U18AA are your champions with a victory here at Western University, 42-17 over the Guelph Junior Gryphons. And we should have Darren Stevenson down on the field here shortly after he's able to wrangle up one of the Huronia Stallions out of this big mix. Big celebration down on the field. We got buckets all over everywhere, but mind you, in this game at least, they're politely placed on the ground. And looks like Darren's been able to wrangle up a couple of Stallions here to do an interview with, giving them a little pep talk before we get going. And Darren, if you got me there, sir, looks like you're all lined up. Take it away, sir.
What a night and what a win for the Huronia Stallions, the U18AA Sandy Ruckstuhl champions. This is Kevin Neji. You seem really emotional coming up and getting your MVP trophy. What does this mean to you?
It means everything. Like, it was 2 years in the making for me, but this was like many more years in the making for everyone else. Like, honestly, we lost them 3 times, I think, in a row. And to go out like this it's a dream come true. It's also my birthday today, so like it's a great way to sign out my senior year. You know what I mean?
So how old do you turn today?
19. I'm not drinking though. I'm not drinking. Heck no. They're not gonna peer pressure me out here. No.
19 years old today, MVP of a championship game, and maybe most importantly, representing the Stallions the way that you did. This group, this team, these coaches. Describe it to me.
Honestly, it was not only me. I swear, like, I gotta thank my O-line. I gotta thank my fullback. They don't get as much recognition as I do, so I gotta shout them out. I gotta shout out my quarterback. I gotta shout out the whole offense, man. Like we put BTA every single game, every single time, and to have it like this is it's amazing, man. Shout out the defense, obviously. You know what I mean?
How did you guys attack the day? You come in with these execution points, but it's all on a piece of paper, right? Once you get on the field, it's different, and you have to play the game, and you know how hungry they were also to get this done tonight. What do you think the differences were in the Stallions being able to do what you did on the field tonight?
You gotta be a leader. You gotta have leaders on the field, and you have to, make sure that everyone's in the right mindset. Coming on the bus to Western, it's like a 3-hour drive,
Yep.
but we still had energy all the way through, and to have it like this, like we kept on going, kept on fighting, we kept on having that energy, pick up that energy, and yeah, I don't know what to say, man. This is crazy, man. Like,
Happy birthday. I have to let you run because if you look behind you, they're about to take a really important team picture. Go.
Hi,
Go.
Mom. Hi, Mom. How you doing? Hi, Dad.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. And happy birthday to Kevin Neji is how we wrap up OSFL Championship Weekend here at Western University. Thanks to everybody who watched. Thanks to London Football TV for your support of 519 Sports. Thank you, OSFL. What a weekend. What a night. What a win for Huronia. Adam, let's send it back up to you to close out Championship Weekend and game number 12. Adam.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at London Football TV. Thank you again to Darren Stevenson down on the field. We're going to wrap this one up. All 12 games here live from Western University. It's been a pleasure to bring you to them live here on London Football TV in partnership with 519 Sports Online. Once again, thanks again. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.